Hello everybody, Giant here with another episode of FTL Advanced Edition. If you'll recall, last time we tried to beat the game with the Kestrel B, and by beat the game I of course mean get to Sector 8. We still failed regardless, but we were only one jump away. Only one jump, but alas we were defeated at the very last second by a series of cataclysmic unfortunate events that just kept on stacking until I basically just died. So anyways, I think we're gonna go ahead and boot back into this game, but should we use the Kestrel Type B again? I have no idea. Also, should probably note that this is post-commentary. I didn't want to come out and say it, but I honestly don't know how long I'd be able to keep the secret going. I'll try and act like it's live commentary, but the magic's gone, and let's be honest, the magic never really existed in the first place. I'm still waiting for past me to move past the menu. Come on, buddy. New game, it's right there. There we go. Okay, so we could play with the Kestrel again. You know, I still do have to unlock the Kestrel Type C. Or, you know, we might want to move on down and try out the NG Type B, you know? It is technically the next one down the line. If I failed on the Kestrel Type B, we might want to do the NG Type B next. You never know. You know, come back to it later. Do we really want to see that much Kestrel Type B in a row? Well, let's face this, the NG Type B, so yeah, we're gonna play with the Kestrel Type B again. I'm gonna be frank here, we probably aren't gonna touch the friggin' NG Type B with a 20 episode pull. I am not a big fan of that ship, and I don't think anyone is a big fan of that ship, I'm gonna be frank here. Regardless, powering up them basic lasers, getting them things going, and going to the only beacon we have access to. Hopefully we don't die. It is Sector 1, I'd be worried if we did die, and it's a well-known slave trader who hails us and offers us laborers for cheap. 34 scrap for an NG named Magna. That's a pretty good deal. Unfortunately, I don't have the money, so you get to die. And that's already a rather intimidating loadout. That right there is a charge laser. Basically how it works is, the longer you leave the weapon to charge, rather it can collect multiple charges at once. That one can go up to 2 charges, as you can tell. But he got greedy! He went for the double charge, and I was able to fire all 4 of my basic lasers before he can even scathe me. So suck it, Pirate Scouts! Regardless, keep on uploading. Well, hopefully I'll keep on uploading. Hopefully this headset doesn't break and create another problem. I should probably explain, as I'm slowly eviscerating this guy, blasting him in his oxygen. The highly combustible oxygen tank. Why this is post-commentary. I tried to record this with a new microphone I picked up, because I need to record something and get it going. Unfortunately, oh by the way, 3 fuel, 20 scrap is really, really good. Sector 1. That's what happens when you kill slavers and they don't surrender. Even though that slaver didn't actually surrender, which is very rare. Normally they do, and it's like a moral dilemma, like do I want to take the slave or do I want to just get lots of money? Either way, come across a large trade station. However, as soon as you approach, the warning goes out to all ships in the region. Do not associate with the Federation sympathizer. All who oppose the rebels will be punished. So we're gonna search around, and apparently we spoke to the wrong person. Warnings go off, and we detect an automated rebel ship moving in to attack. And he's got hacking! And he hacked the doors. Oh no, I'm so scared. I mean, of course, if he does fire that missile effectively, then things might go bottoms up with these doors being hacked, but I doubt we'd actually die in Sector 1 to a missile. It's not like that has happened to me in the past of this game, has it? No, of course not. Either way, they hit us in the airlock, which doesn't really mean anything at all, and we hit him as the weapons. Far more important system. And they've basically been completely annihilated. And next up, I think we're gonna go for the piloting, send 3 of them over there, and delay the 4th. This is why I love the basic lasers, they're so good. The red tail, you know, its starting loadout is arguably the best in terms of weapons, I'd say. I mean, of course, you know, there's the Zoltan. Okay, I take that back. The Zoltan's got the friggin' halberd beam and whatnot. Anyways, I always get distracted when that hacking drone blows up. I feel like I died, even though there's absolutely no reason. So, there's the Federation's loyal stores. We completely missed them by an entire thing, so instead we're going to go in between them once more, because, I don't know, why not? And we come across the pirate rigger. Once you arrive, the screen lights up with warnings. The nearby pirate seems to have advanced hacking tools, and I've tried to shut down your engines. But since our engines are manned, they do not manage to successfully shut them down entirely. Instead, we're only down to 1 bar. Oh no, you cut it in half. Actually, I take that back. That's actually kind of rough. And what does he have? He's got an anti-ship drone, a beam drone, and a basic laser. Anti-drone ship, excuse me. No, try again. Anti-drone drone. Look, I don't think that's his actual name, but that's what I'm gonna call it. I think it's like anti combat drone or something like that. I don't know. Either way, that guy's not going to be very useful in this fight, so we just pounded him his weapons before his basic laser could even fire. Because who's manning our weapons right now? Is that Yaz? Yaz, you're the best. I take everything back, actually. You're the worst. You're really good at charging them, not so good at pointing them in the right direction. 3 out of the 4 shots missed there on an enemy who undoubtedly doesn't have the best dodge chance in the world, given how much power he's got dedicated to drones right now. Oh, and he gets the lucky with the basic laser. I focused too much on trying to kill his helm, and I paid the price. He set the airlock on fire. I don't know what it is with these rebels and hating my airlock, but my God, they just don't like it at all. Regardless, he's gonna try and we shoot down his drones now and set them on fire, evidently. That worked out well. And he's dead. Basically just a flawless victory right now. And we have 4 fuel, 20 scrap. That is... Am I playing on easy? I don't think so. I'm pretty sure... Uh-oh. I don't know if you guys saw that on the mini-map right there, but this is a dead end. This is a dead end. Not because of that loadout, although that is a rather dangerous... Arguably the most dangerous loadout you can find in Sector 1, but no, it's like an actual dead end on the map. All of our weapons charged at once, and we're going to get a full discharge. Meanwhile, though, I'm going to try and... you know, delay the lasers. Almost said the rebels. I would love to delay the rebels. I basically need that. He manages to hit me with one of them right in the shields and sets the shields on fire, but thankfully I managed to shut down his weapons entirely. It is very lucky that I did not miss a single shot there, because otherwise that would have sucked. I'm going to continue pounding the weapons, basically to suppressing fire. I don't want any of those weapons coming back online, and they came back online anyway. Thankfully, the basic lasers should charge fast enough. Even though the heavy lasers charge faster for some godforsaken reason, he's dead. I mean, ideally, I should have struck his shields, because then he would have, you know, the AI prioritizes that, so it would have at least lessened the repair time, but anyways. Now we've got to deal with our shields, and for some reason, I think I'm going to send them in, even though there's no oxygen in that room, but we'll be fine. Or, you know, I'll actually wait and be patient, which is something unheard of. Gonna move the human and the mantis, not the Zoltan though, because, oh, never mind, there we go. Because I don't like moving the Zoltan around, especially between shields and weapons, because weird things happen. Either way, it looks like we are going to magically only incur 1 rebel fight. Regardless, rebel fights, especially in the new expansion, are not very pleasant. You're gonna find out why once we get there. It's a 3-letter acronym, and it absolutely sucks. So, gonna upgrade my engines to try and get myself some increased dodging away time. And dodging chance, but also running away time, rather. Dodging away time is always nice too. And we get our rebel encounter. Oh boy, brace yourselves. We have an ASB, an anti-ship battery. The cruisers in the distance are firing on you, which is basically what that means. So, the ASB basically means that you're gonna take 3 damage at, I think it's a set interval. I'm not sure if it's random or not, but they'll fire and they'll deal 3 damage, and it'll also breach the room and damage the system of the room you're in. It's really rough. Speaking of rough, there goes the freaking flak cannon. Ow. That could have gone a bit better. Regardless, I gotta keep those engines going. All power to defense. Although I probably should be firing those weapons. There we go. Fire my weapons into their weapons, and they hit the Zoltan again with the flak cannon and the mini beam. That poor guy is just taking a beating. Oh, there goes the anti-ship battery. Thankfully, it hit an airlock again. Evidently, the rebels are not very big fans of the airlock, but whatever. I'll deal with it. Fires the weapons on their weapons. I'm just trying to buy myself as much time as possible. The flak cannon thankfully only hit once. Not thankfully, here goes the mini beam. The mini beam, I gotta say, has been really lucky in this battle so far. He hasn't actually caused any damage with the mini beam yet, despite the fact that he's actually landed 2 successful hits. Anti-ship battery is locked again, and we still are not charged and ready to go. Are you kidding me, man? We gotta run, hitting the airlock once more, because the rebels hate those things, and they breach the cloaking room. Thankfully, we don't have cloaks, so that's less of an issue right now, and we can finally run away after taking a massive battering. There goes half of our health. Ugh. And immediately we jump into a pirate battle with an ion cannon, an ion stunner it looks like, and a heavy laser. Also, we got some breaches. The medbay's been damaged, but that's fine. We don't need to heal right now. It's risky, but I would rather have Yals on weapons right now, just to make sure things don't go bottoms up. Probably should have sent Dolan in there to the medbay, but well, mistakes happen. Mistakes are made. Unfortunately, only 2 of those managed to hit. And we dodged the ion stunner. Booyah! If we did not dodge that, that would have absolutely sucked. Still might suck if we get hit by it, but we'll see how it goes. Fires the ion. And we got hit by it. Can our basic lasers charge up in time? Ooh, it's gonna be close. Ah! You got the shot off. Oh, but the clutch dodge. Kletskin. Kletskin, I like that name. You're gonna go far, kid. Hopefully. Hopefully you're gonna help us go far as well. Alright, so we shot him in the helm and then staggered a shot onto the shields. To hopefully wrinkle out a little bit more DPS. Our shields are back online, so that heavy laser is not a problem. And we're gonna try and spread it out, send as many systems into the red as possible, because I have a fetish for that. Alright, the pirate ship breaks apart, and we get a heavy laser Mark 1. Oh, baby. Again, shorter charge time than a basic laser. At least I'm like 80%. Yeah, by 1 second. Deals double damage to the basic relative to the basic laser. And also only takes 1 power. So, you know, a little bit of a straight upgrade there. I don't know why you wouldn't. And it's time to fix these hull breaches, quite frankly. So, let's go. Send the 2 Hummins into there. And meanwhile, Dolan is going to go and slowly but surely repair the med bay to make sure that Kletskin and Yaz don't die. I'm not gonna let Kletskin die after that sweet dodge. That man is a hero. That man. Anyways, I am sitting here with the oxygen deactivated because I know I'm just gonna be sending them into an oxygen empty room anyways. And again, I'm not moving the Zoltan because if a Zoltan walks through a shield room or a weapon room and you're already like using all of your reactor power, weird things can happen, man. It's not pleasant. My computer has fallen asleep. There we go. Did you forget I've been doing post-commentary yet? Because I didn't. Actually, I'm not gonna lie. I think I did for, like, subconsciously for a few seconds there. Anyways, everyone's getting healed up. Dolan, you're good to go. Yaz, also good to go. Not sure why I checked back up there. Gotta double-check the HP. I've got 2 separate Naughty or Nice lists, just to make sure I'm actually checking twice. Not just checking the same thing once. So, we got a nice little triangle there. I'm gonna, again, even though we did get the roll fleet caught up with us, these jumps are rather far, so we still want to try and squeeze out as much as possible. As much beacons. We could accept the bribe. It's not a bad bribe for Sector 1, but, I think we're gonna attack him anyway. He's got a heavy laser and a mini beam, which is actually a surprisingly typical loadout for Sector 1. But anyways, we're gonna make it work and hopefully not take damage. I have faith in Kletskin. I have the utmost faith in Mr. Kletskin. Fire the weapons! We shut down the one weapon that we didn't want them to shut down, and now our dodge chance is gone. That's fine though, because the weapon that I'm worried about hitting me is fine. You see, I was gonna send Yaz up to help, but then I realized that their heavy laser's been destroyed, and I may as well just take this opportunity to basically all in and make sure that, you know, they die. And of course, even though the heavy laser does have a shorter charge time, I still have to wait until the basic lasers are charged anyway, otherwise it's gonna be wasted, so technically it should have a longer one. But whatever, I'm gonna hit him in the shields, just to increase the DPS count. Also hit him in the helm, and apparently that guy just decided to run away. I'm not sure why he decided to leave the helm, but whatever. Their enemy FTL is delayed, because there's no one at the bloody helm right now. I have no idea why. Either way, again, trying to send all systems into the red, because I like it, it's fun. And that is a more generous bribe, but not for me, because I don't use missiles. Also, I think that bribe is actually a little bit less generous. No, missiles do cost more. And we got 8 more scrap and 19 scrap as well. So that's pretty good. Loads of money right now. Already gotten our second shield bubble, and we aren't even out of Sector 1 yet. That is a good thing if I've ever seen it. So we're going to jump up, and it looks like against all odds, we're still going to be able to get this, like, trifecta of things here. We could play their toll. Actually, no, we couldn't, so we're gonna fight them anyway. Basic laser and mini beam. Again, the typical Sector 1 loadouts, especially for those guys who like to get cheeky damage. It's this loadout right here that makes me enjoy the Stealth Cruiser so much in Sector 1, and then it's every single other loadout in Sector 1 that makes me hate the Stealth Cruiser. Stealth Cruiser, that actually might be the next cruiser I work on, honestly. Technically, it's the next one most people generally unlock, that one or the Rock Cruiser, but I can't do the Rock Cruiser anyway because I don't have the Type B, because I hate the Rock Cruiser Type A, it's literally the worst. And again, the system's into red. Unfortunately, the shields went by completely unscathed, but that's okay because they were offline anyway. We get 1 fuel, 14 scrap. And again, look at that. We can get the full trifecta by mere pixels. I love it. I love it a lot. An especially weakly armed pirate approaches you. Hand over one of your crew members and the rest of you can go free. Oh, well-armed pirate. I was about to say weak-armed pilot. What's he trying to do? Pirates! Speak English, please. We're not gonna sacrifice anybody, especially because if we do that, that means Klutzkin might leave, which I cannot risk by any means. That man is a... I'm liking his dodge chance, you know? He's dodged quite a few critical shots already, and we're only in Sector 1. Either way, their weapons are completely offline. They did ionize me, but it doesn't... Actually, no, it doesn't matter. They have dual laser. So, whatever. We're fine. Either way, we are fine. And they're gonna send us Pipaluk, an NG, which I will gladly take. I love the NG. Anybody who knows me knows that NG and Mantis are by far my favorites. We've already got all stations manned, so we're gonna send them into the doors. Just, you know, just in case something horrible happens that we have to contain. And a rather large fleet of civilian ships are holed up at this beacon. It appears to be a rebel checkpoint. If everyone is being inspected for possible ties to the Federation, no one has noticed you yet. So, we could fend for ourselves, attack and escape, we could fly behind a moon and stay hidden, or we could try and bribe the rebels to release the civilian ships. I'm gonna do that because it costs money, therefore it must be good, right? And they eagerly accept your bribe. Obviously, revolutionaries are underpaid. The civilian ships all begin to jump away, and we're gonna contact them. They're grateful, but none of them seem eager to be mistaken as Federation loyalists, especially not after that checkpoint. I can't blame them. So, unfortunately, even though we spent money, we didn't get much out of it, other than the happiness of knowing we made somebody's life easier. It's an amazing feeling, really. Either way, we're going to the exit beacon. And does anything lie here? I don't know. Let's check and find out. And indeed, we have the sensors have picked up a refugee ship drifting through the system. No doubt one of the many fleeing the rebel advance. It doesn't appear to have detected you, or else it is trying to avoid notice. And suddenly, what we once thought was a civilian vessel just sprouts a magical purple paint job, as well as numerous weapons. I don't know how we missed the Outcast vinyls. They're... You know, they generally tend to be pretty obvious, but whatever. Either way, he's got a burst laser, Mark II, and a heavy laser. He's got a total of 4 lasers. That's not fun. That is a very well-armed pirate. Thankfully, I'm armed better. 2 fuel, 10 scrap. Not bad. Actually, no, it's pretty bad. I've gotten better offers way earlier in this sector. I'm pretty sure almost every offer I've gotten has been better than that one. Either way, that's one. You're gonna hear me say that a lot with the Red Tail. They've got a good loadout, but mine's better. Because that's what the Red Tail is in my mind. That is the all-in on the weapons kind of ordeal. That's how I like to play the Red Tail. Because it starts off like that. Either way, we got rebel-controlled, or we can go to an uncharted Nebula. Not very fond of either of those, but the Nebulas don't feature more difficult enemies. So instead, we're going to go to our uncharted Nebula. Because a lot of people complain about Nebulas. They aren't too bad. There's only, like... I don't think I've ever seen more than 3 ion storms in a single Nebula. And contrary to some... Well, it's not popular belief, but I have heard some people say this. The Rebel... Oh, hello there. A Federation ship is hiding in the Nebula. We try and find them, but nothing happens. Sorry. But, yes, contrary to popular belief... Not so popular belief. It does still slow the rebel advance being in a uncharted nebula, or being in a nebula like this. However, it just doesn't slow them as much as a normal nebula. And we're now in an ion storm. They've got a basic laser and a mini beam. And they find us repugnant, which is quite unfortunate. So we're gonna kill them because we don't like being insulted. Again, we have the true shields, so we can actually completely abandon the engines right now and just pump everything into the shields, which is really good because that means that they will not be able to touch us. It's always a good situation when I do this. For some reason, I never thought to have my Zoltan leave the engines. I don't know why, but whatever. Misplays happen, but in the end, all it takes is one shot to get to them anyway, and it's a Nebula, so it should be pretty safe to assume they don't have a very good dodge chance. Regardless, gonna target down the helm, make sure that they can't dodge anyways, and gonna do my typical basic laser stagger here, just to make sure that we get optimal damage. Their shields have now been destroyed, and unfortunately they did manage to repair the helm, but this does mean that we can freely damage whatever we please. Let's target the weapons anyways. I don't see why not. They offer us a bribe. This is Sector 2 though, and that was worse than most of the Sector 1 bribes I got. Come on, man. I find your deal repugnant, sir. Regardless, let's finish him off. And somehow they had 2 bars in oxygen. That's interesting, and a colossal waste, but whatever. I'll take it. Let's go down south. No ion storm, thank goodness. And a black market weapon trader spins you a tale of dangers of the Nebula. Should be noted that the unknown scrap now only costs 45 scrap, which is very lucky for you new people. Let's kill him. But, you know, back in my day, these friggin' things cost 65 scrap. But they lowered it, thank goodness, because while now it's still by no means a viable option, it's a bit more viable than it was before. Fortunately, or unfortunately, 0 times 0 is still 0, so, whoop. Either way, unload on the weapons! I don't want them getting a missile off. Never let them get a missile off. Anyways, wait for the weapons to charge once more, and next up we're gonna crank up the DPS and go for the shields and the helm. We got 3 fuel and 11 scrap. Again, it's not bad. These bribes have actually been pretty alright so far, but unfortunately I'm hungry for money, not for fuel. This is not a gas guzzler. I'm not driving a Toyota here. Actually, no, Toyota is the cars that don't break. What's the gas guzzler ones again? Whatever. I'm sure it's some American car company. Dodge, maybe. Whatever. Either way, let's go. Speaking of fuel efficiency, let's crank up our engines, baby. Crank it up to 11 or 4. You know, either one works. And away we go to an auto assault. And he wants to kill us. He's got a fire beam and a basic laser, but we've got 2 shields, so, you know, he can't do anything. Fire beams, of course, deal 0 damage, so they can pierce 0 layers of shields. And the basic laser, of course, unless there's some kind of horrendously overpowered, like, Splinter Cell style weapon, well, we should be fine. And which is exactly why I didn't target the weapons. So, hit him in the helm with the 3 basic lasers to negate dodge chance, then hit him in the shields to negate immunity 100% chance, and then try and send all systems into red yet again. I don't know why, I really wanted to do that today. It's one of those extra challenges you can do with the Red Tail that you can't do with any other ship, really. Basically, you just, you know, since you can scatter your damage so much, you just want to try and do it anyway. Either way, we come across the shop, and there's our anti-drone drone. But instead, we're going to repair from that horrible rebel battle. And there's the backup battery. We can sell our basic laser. Or we could alternatively, well, we can't do anything if we sell the basic laser, but the basic laser also isn't doing anything. They got some advanced FTL navigation as well as a Zoltan, which, you know, ain't bad. It would be nice to have another Zoltan, but whatever. Let's just heal up a bit more with the scrap we earned from that basic laser. And get going. Some people do like to tell me to keep repairing to full, but ultimately that's just... Personally, I'd rather have the scrap on hand. Staying in the green is generally good enough. It's very rare you come across a situation where you absolutely need all of your HP and there's nothing you can do about it. Also gonna buy a little bit of fuel. But so ultimately, I just prefer to stay in the green if I get here, because then that keeps more scrap on hand for upgrading, which should hopefully negate damage anyways in the future. You power up your weapons and move in to engage. They have an they have a beam drone and a beam weapon. So, that's awkward. I'm not sure why he was, you know, this is one of those ships that would be really, really bloody good against an auto scout. Unfortunately, about 80% of the ships in the galaxy are not auto scouts, so not quite sure what this pirate was thinking, but we're gonna go ahead and make sure that he doesn't think anymore. Sounds like a plan. Gonna disable his weapons anyway, because why not? I really probably in post should have thought about hitting him in the shields, but whatever. That's like min-maxing right there. Who cares? Oh, excuse me. Who cares? And they don't want to fight, but we already destroyed their helm and severely damaged the engines, so we'll see if they actually manage to fight or flight here. Regardless, destroy the helm and send the heavy laser into the combustible oxygen tank. We have 22 scrap. Loads of money! Not really, but it's a decent amount. It's a decent amount. I bought my microphone there. I do apologize. Every single time I bought my microphone, I'm always afraid I'm gonna murder somebody who, through the power of sound, who was using their headphones. Either way, there's nothing here but static, so let's move on. And this is the only reason why I actually don't like Nebulas. There's a lot of empty beacons. I mean, a lot. There's 2 in a row right there. I think it's got, like... I'm pretty sure Nebulas do actually have the highest count of empty, eventless beacons, so that's unfortunate. Either way, we're going to manually search here, and we get a halberd beam. Guys, we were talking about this earlier in the episode when we were talking about what opening ship loadouts. The halberd beam, stupid powerful, does take 3 power, but technically we only have to level up our weapon system 2 more times because, you know, it'll be replacing one of them their basic lasers because it's way more powerful. We're gonna pump more power into the shields just to make sure all the bubbles are up once we enter in the next encounter. Just a nice little touch I like to do. Most weapons won't fire by the time that happens. We're gonna try and dislodge the pirate. And we get 3 fuel and 22 scrap. Again, it's very rare that that one succeeds for me, even though it does technically have a 50-50 chance. It's a coin flip. It's just one of those ones that feels like a weighted coin, you know? If that's... Is a weighted coin even a thing? Yeah, whatever. You arrive at the long-range beacon. And we also have another refugee ship drifting through the system. And we also have yet another pirate who, you know... has the blatantly obvious outcast markings. Either way, he's got a missile and a heavy laser. Heavy laser is not a problem at all. He'd have to hit us twice with that missile, 3 times if it's a Lido for that heavy laser to make a difference. So, you know, we're fine. I do go for the weapons anyways, because God knows I hate missiles. Not even God. Anyone who's watched me for a while knows I hate missiles. And I hate them now especially so. Just freaking popped right through. Tried to hit me in the engines. I appreciate the effort, but I think you're just dead now. We're going to decrease the number of shields bubbles he's had. Okay, try that again. We're going to decrease the number of bubble shields he has. Because, well, 2 is too many. Alright, this is only Sector 2. That does not mean you should have 2 shield bubbles. Otherwise, we'd be fighting a final boss with 8. And an auto assault with 9. Which would just not be acceptable. Send the engine back up to the doors. To control... Well, let's face it, where else am I going to put him right now? Seriously? Do I really need to see the interior of their ship to target my weapons? Absolutely not. I just need to see their hull and unload. Get a decent amount of thingamajigs from there, send the Zoltan back to the engines, and that's why I don't like moving the Zoltan through the shields, because it freaked the game out, and suddenly it thought that I was trying to, like, depower the shields. Ugh. Disgusting. Just keep them stationary. It's better for everyone. We got the Mantis homeworlds, or yet another uncharted Nebula. Unfortunately, I don't have a very good way of dealing with Mantis borders, or so I thought. Also, it's Sector 3, so teleporters aren't really that common. Personally, I should have probably gone to the Mantis homeworlds, but whatever. I like being a Nebula. I'm a Nebula kind of guy. I'm slowly starting to understand the slug's way of life. It's entertaining. It's exciting. It's uncharted. We're going where no man has gone before. Maybe. Who knows? Maybe they did go there before and died horribly. In which case, we're going where no man has gone before and not gonna die. Hopefully. These guys do have a missile, which is unfortunate, but whatever. We can deal with that. With our overwhelming amount of firepower. Never mind. They got the cheeky shot off. Oh, but we dodged, Kletskin. I knew you had something going there. You're a good man, Kletskin. You're a good man. Let no one tell you otherwise. And evidently we did somehow manage to set the weapons on fire. Against all odds, we managed to make it happen. Also, completely took down the shields, which they will prioritize over the weapons, which are already burning anyway. So basically, this rebel's having a bad time right now. And again, fulfilling my own personal fetishes and sending all systems into the red. Waiting for another full unload. And can we do it? Looks like we can send all systems into red. Let's do it. Oh, the shields! No. No one saw it coming. But we do get a lot of money, and we also get the coordinates of a nearby hidden Federation base, which will hopefully be able to give us some more things. Unfortunately, that quest isn't until the absolute next sector, which is most unfortunate for us. Anyways, let's go to the store. Or not. Damn it, past me! You really had me going here. Okay, now we're going to the store. I was led on by myself. Wow. Okay, either way, we got Mike Weston, who's he looks a bit unhealthy for a slug. That shade of pale on a slug just looks like he's sick. I'd rather not. We go ahead and heal ourselves up to full, because we got plenty of scrap now. No point in holding on to it. Either way, we did lose 34 scrap, but anyways. We got some intruders on board as well, which is unfortunate. What room were they in? They're currently in the sensors room. So, we have a NG on the doors, thankfully, so we're going to send them in there. We're also going to send in the Mantis to distract them so they don't get some cheeky damage in on my ship. After that full repair, I'm not going to let that happen. Going to send in the Mantis to hopefully damage them a little bit more and distract them until the oxygen's gone. Now we're going to send it back, heal him up, and suffocate him slowly. Also going to depower the oxygen to power up the med bay. It'll cause the oxygen to drain faster. Close the door right on him. Ouch. He saw that door open, he's just like, yes, the fool! And then the door just slams on him. It's like, well, oh well. And it looks like they might make it through to the doors, but at this point they should be weakened to the point where the NG will be having a bad time. Regardless, I am thinking about recharging the oxygen in here to let the Mantis go through, but he's dead! So it looks like we were good all along. Contingency plans. It's always nice when you don't need him, right? Am I right, fellas? Of course I'm right. I'm me. Either way, let's go ahead and heal up Klutzkin. I really should not be having him not at 100% because he's basically just the best guy ever. Alright, let's jump. There's yet another bloody store. I mean, it's not the worst idea in the world, but alternatively, we could end the episode here. So thank you all very much for watching. Be sure to like the video if you liked it, subscribe for more, and I will see you guys next time.
Hello everybody, Ryan here with some more FTL Advanced Edition. I keep almost following it up with Faster Than Light. I mean, technically it's not wrong, but Advanced Edition is the emphasis here. You might notice I sound a bit different. That's because my last headset just decided to keel over and die yesterday, so that was suboptimal, definitely. Regardless, I do know that the mic quality on this one is quite a bit lower. Believe me, I tested extensively. And, well, this is as best as I can get it.